Did you ever have something in your life that pertains to your video? For those of you who make videos, that's just so painful to go through. You don't even film it because you don't want to go meet it again in the editing room. Yeah, I got a lot of that going on right now. But that's what happened in part of this video. Just didn't even film it. Don't want to deal with it. Doing it once is enough. I don't need to watch it again and edit it. Also, be warned ahead of time. We try to end this video a couple times and keep kind of shutting it down, but then keep adding to it because things keep happening. Be warned.
Sure.
Here she is out in the woods, eating like a goat.
Just a fresh, tender little shoot.
So just got back from town, a couple cattle panels, 100 T-posts, and two 330-foot rolls of, there you go, sheep and goat fencing. The goal is, I do have the perimeter of the property fenced in, but there's a whole section of woods between our front pasture, the associate pasture, and the back pasture where the mini barn is. So I want to fence that off because there's so much underbrush and so many different things that they can be eating and mowing down. So while I build up the pastures and kind of add some seed and stuff to that, if I let them run through the woods and clean that up, it'll be easier for us to come in later and kind of selectively cut the trees we want. I want to kind of maybe eventually put a pond in over there, something big enough to hold some fish, maybe build some cabins around the pond. I don't know. You know, I dream big. But if you don't dream at all, your dreams don't come true. So that's what we're gonna work on today. I think I got a couple of the kids grabbing me a line and I might start just cutting a straight line to run some of that fencing. That stuff is heavy. Those rolls, 330-foot rolls of sheep and goat fencing. So give me a chance to work on my muscles. Not that I'm ever gonna look like the fit farmer, but I can definitely look fitter and be more capable. So that's part of what we're working on, right, Bugger? Yeah. Honestly, that was one of the most labor-intensive trailers I've had to unload in a while. Those cattle panels on all crazy, get kind of precarious. 100 of the 6-foot T-posts, and those guys there. And you can see I've got a mess of stuff kind of everywhere. I've got a goal of actually putting a lean-to off of there with a whole organization type thing, but I just ain't there yet. I'm gonna run some line and fire up the chainsaw, I guess, clear a path and start driving T-posts. Either that or maybe just go fishing in a kayak. Well, so far so good on this project. Like a lot of things, I was not able just to run a line all the way across. Did you see the funnel ball? Yeah, I call it my random number generator. That's one of the ones we had as kids, so when I saw one for sale, I picked it up for them so they could have that type of memory too. But I wasn't able just to run a straight line because things are so thick and crazy across here. You guys probably don't even understand. Like, this side was kind of easy. Got some stuff cleared out. Put a new chain on the chainsaw before I started too. You can sharpen the old ones, get a lot of life out of them. Then I'm not sure, I have a couple of them, but I gave them to a buddy to kind of have maintenance, and just because he kind of grew up doing that stuff, I didn't. So while he was working on those, he dropped off his for me, and I thought, oh, cool, great. But the first thing I did was his chain was on there a bit, and I already did one job helping somebody else with it. So before I got started here, I thought, you know what? I'll just pick up a couple new chains. I'll put a new chain on it right away, and then when I give it back to him, he'll have that one he can sharpen, and then probably a new one too. But if you look at this, there's so much Greenbrier here, which is like razor wire, sawbriar. It's like barbed wire, but it's alive. And a lot of it through here is actually, you can see where it was snapped off and it's regrowing because my children are eating it. But when we like put in the septic field over here, a lot of this stuff was just kind of pushed back and then I never got back around to it. So you've got all this Greenbrier, which is delicious, and all this stuff that I'm gonna kind of have to come across to make a straight path. So it's gonna take me some time and some cutting, but it'll be good to get some of this cleaned up too. That's part of what I'm working on now. This is one thing I love about our property. Can you see it yet? Look at that center screen. Bugger, it's a rough green snake. Right there. You want to catch it?
Yeah.
See if you can get it, Bugger. Whoa, buddy.
Rough green snake.
You got a rough green snake, Bugger. Let me see. Oh, homeboy. Buddy, boy, let me see that. Oh yeah, we've been finding these on our property for years. So nice to see. Glad to see him before I hit him with the chainsaw or something. Rough green snake. What do you think, son?
He looks beautiful.
He does look beautiful. You want to go show Mama?
Yeah.
Okay, you go show Mama. She's going to like that. Hold it high so you don't snag it on thorns. Well, after taking the rest of the day off kayaking and fishing yesterday, I've still got to finish that fence line. I've got to finish that fence. But I ran into a friend yesterday who had actually just gone out to the sawmill, and he managed to pick up an extra load of 3B 1-inch oak. This is the stuff I like. It used to be 150 bucks a load, which was about $1 a board. Right now it's 200 a load. This is about a third of it maybe. So I'm gonna get this unloaded, stacked out, and then run a couple more times, another trip or two to finish it. And at that point, I'll have it here in less time and effort than if I had to go all the way to the sawmill. So little peppers are gonna stack it. We're gonna use this metal from the floor of a grain bin to keep it off the ground. Lay down a layer, leave it a little spaced out, and then lay down another row of this metal and keep stacking up. Let it cure for probably a couple months, dry out, and then we'll use it to finish the mini barn and a couple other projects here. If you build with green lumber, it'll shrink as it goes, as it dries. So it can bust off your screws or your nails, and it'll mess with the whole look at the structure, because boards will pull apart and stuff like that. But we got these helpers helping, so I'm gonna get to work too. Whoa, look at you guys. Man, I go on the house for a half hour and look what happens. It's almost unloaded. You guys got like 2 layers already? Whoa. That's my kids. Are you helping too, Bugger, or are you just playing?
Oh yes, he's helping a lot. He's helping me move the board. And Blizzard is not helping. He likes to stand on.
But it don't matter.
He's still helping out in his pajamas even?
Yeah.
Well, that helps. What a guy. Imagine that. You let him help when he's 2, when he's 14, he might still want to. Made her home with second load, so I'm gonna throw this down and then go get the last of it. But for 200 bucks, this is a lot of lumber and I love it. And fast forward a bit, we're empty. A couple of the kids came out and helped. I'm not sure if the camera cut off before then or not, but we got it empty. Monster truck and Red Pepper helped. We're gonna go eat lunch, grab the last one of these, and then probably back to chainsawing. But cheap resources, gotta love it. So you guys are probably thinking this would be a good time to show you a whole bunch of fast-paced me running through the woods with a chainsaw, cutting down all sorts of stuff, put some nice music to it. You can sit back, watch it, and be like, wow, that's really entertaining. Look at him go, that's a lot of fun. Not gonna film that. It's painful enough to deal with now. To go through all this and go through all this work, I don't wanna meet it again in the editing room. So, sorry, but Mama Pepper's here. Oh man, this has been a lot of work and I wound up a lot bloodier, I guess. Somebody told me about it over there. Oh yeah, than I thought I would. And the reason I wound up so bloody is something Mama Pepper here wants to add to our dinner. You're in the shadows, come over here. I think I cut down some trees, there should be some light. So what do you want to add to our dinner tonight, Mama?
I want to add some Greenbrier shoots because we found some here while Papa's cutting stuff down. There's a nice shoots coming off of the Greenbrier over here, so I'm like, hey, let's have some for dinner.
So this thorny savage, if you can make it out, is what's shredding me up as I work through this stuff. But it has these nice tasty greens, right? Oh, she's got a handful already. Yeah. So we had our children pull some of the wild cherry trees. The branches, hey, there's still some left, child. We gotta get that by the chipper shredder. Out of here, because when we let the sheep and goats run through this area, if they eat wilted leaves from the wild cherry, the concentration of cyanide gets to about a lethal point. So we could cut down some trees, put up a fence, put our sheep in there, our goat, and kill them. We don't want to do that. So they've been pulling that out of here, and they're going to be collecting some of this Greenbrier. I'm cutting it off at the root level, and you wind up with 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 feet of pretty much green barbed wire that grew here. So wherever it sticks me, it's been, yeah. And some of those, I guess that looks worse than it really was. I don't even, yeah. But the cool thing is, when it's all nice and fresh, it's super tasty. Can you give them an example of how tasty that is?
An example of how tasty it is?
Yeah.
Sure.
Here she is, out in the woods, eating like a goat.
Just fresh, tender little shoot.
I mean, it's good raw, just like that. I mean, I'm munching on it the whole time. When I cut it off at the base, all that stuff comes falling down. I cut it a couple times, so all those shoots you couldn't previously reach.
Tastes really good with some Italian dressing too. We tried that the other day. Just dipped it in there and ate it like a snack.
Yeah.
Why? Because we can.
That's right. So you can definitely, yeah, use it in salads, or we like to put some butter, some garlic, saute it, and that's really tasty. But you can tell pretty much with all this stuff, I think it's what, Smilax is the scientific name of the type of plant. But I mean, this is super hard. If I pushed on that hard with my finger, I could implant it all the way into my thumb. These young leaves are edible too. With these shoots, even when I started coming out here, I was seeing all this evidence of ones that were snapped off from the children, and pretty much where you can still snap it off and have it come off in your hand, it's good. See a couple thorns here, but if I touch them, I can like rub them off, they're still soft. So Oh, we got a little bit more to do up here. Back behind me is pretty much good enough. Let me see a pile of logs behind Mama Pepper somewhere, a pile of brush over there. There's just, I skipped around this thickest, nastiest part. If you look here, I mean, the whole thing is just Greenbrier coming in everywhere. With wool sheep, this can get caught in their hair and tangled up. If you have one get caught in here and you weren't paying enough attention, it could starve to death, or however you say it when people die of thirst. But not people, a sheep in this case, you know. Oh, that's a tasty one there. So if I cut it off, it'll just keep growing back. They can eat it, we can eat it, bugger can eat it. You got little wild ones running around the woods. So I was working through the area, I skipped over this. Sorry, I couldn't resist the temptation. And I've got this line which goes to the fence there, and I figured, you know what, I better come and clear out this area, because that way I know where I'm aiming and I can at least get through. So I kind of went around here already, so now I'm just going to go through all this, take it all down. Man, there's just so many of them that look so tasty. Right over there is where Bugger caught that rough green snake yesterday. I got another pile of wood and some stuff over there, so I'm gonna clear this out. Blizzard, what are you doing, boy? He's hanging out. Here you go, child. All right. So I'm gonna finish this up and probably get this thing uploaded. Cool thing was, you know, we're getting a lot of resources. It seems like my life keeps kind of circling as I work on my property in these three areas. One is piles of brush. Two is piles of firewood. And the reason I got them cut at like 4 or 5 feet is I'm just getting them thin enough, short enough to carry. And then I'll cut them into firewood sized pieces later. I just need them out of the way. And then the other one is piles of rock. So it's all resources, and we're just thinning this a bit. We're gonna let things grow back in the underbrush, get some other stuff going, swap some trees out. You know, big old trees like this one we'll be leaving here, but we'll be growing maybe some pawpaws down in here and some other ones that like shade. We can find a wetter area and we'll go from there. Oh buddy, we got a good fishing trip coming up. Did you know that? Bugger? Whoa, his eyes lit up. Hey, you wanna go catch a bunch of big crappie?
Yeah.
Should we do that maybe in a couple days?
Yeah.
All right, fist bump. What do we? Yeah, it's just blood. I sprung a leak. So what do we say at the end of our videos?
Baba out.
Did you say bugger out?
Can you say bugger out? Hey, what did you name your frog before? What's that name you named your frog?
Beetle. Beetle.
Beetle Beetle?
Naming frog Hopkins.
You named your frog Hopkins? That's a good name for a frog.
Hug Hopkins. Right on the
Somewhere.
right over there.
Right over there?
Porch?
By Pinky Pepper up in the tree?
No.
No.
Like my girl.
Yeah, and you like to have cricket frogs. Whenever you find them, you like to call them Hopkins, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, pop out.
Baba out.
Look, guys, another one. I was just getting ready. I don't know. I feel like quitting now. Maybe I wasn't just getting ready to quit. But very close to where I found that other one. Just found another one. Rough green snake. Harmless, non-venomous. Good one to have around. Part of our organic pest control posse. Cool looking snake. So found this one probably about 10 to 15 feet away from that other one. We'll be letting it go in about the same spot we let the other one go. What crazy cool creatures though. Blesses me to be surrounded by this much wildlife and despite the things we've done on this property, to still have so many of them choosing to call it their home. Definitely like to live with them rather than create an environment that's not good for them. So happy, very cool. Hey, you gonna climb on me? All right, Papa out. Wow, never really seen him find a cave like that before. Have you, Mr. Toad? Have you seen him find a cave like that before? Oh, you're going there too. Okay. Oh yeah, well now what, son?
We found another one.
Another one. So this one is not the one from yesterday, and it's actually shorter and darker than both of them. I'm not sure if you can make all that out, but very cool. Rough green snakes. And you guys remember when you got to hatch them in your hands?
Yeah.
Last year? If we let these guys go, they can lay eggs and we can have more babies. And that was amazing footage. You guys hatched them in your hands. And these venomous?
No.
No. Are they beneficial? That means, are they good?
Yes. Yes.
They eat bugs, right?
Yeah.
Can you show me that one, little girl? Where is it at? Oh, yeah. All right, let's go let it go where we let the other two go. And those sheep are getting into something, you can just tell. So here's where we let the one go yesterday, and here's where we let the one go right now. The one crawled right in that hole. This one is here so far. I wonder. Normally I didn't think they were very like holy creatures, but
Goodbye.
there we go, little one. Maybe your friend's already in there. And we were just talking about what, son, right before we found it?
Not to snip them.
Not to snip them. Show me the scissors. And why would I even mention not cutting a snake? What were we cutting?
Greenbrier.
Greenbrier. So here's a little bit behind us. You see, if we're coming through cutting a bunch of long green guys like this stuff, I told him, son, don't snip a snake. Make sure it's Greenbrier. And we did, didn't we?
Yes.
All right. What do we say at the end of our videos?
Monster took out.
All right, guys, Papa Pepper back again. We've got a special one for you tonight because I came out and somebody was on the compost. And no, it's not Pinky Pepper here. It was this big mama possum. And the first thing I noticed was how big her belly is. So North America's only marsupial. I'm trying to be gentle with her. Oops. They do make a musk. They kind of emit a foul odor. But Pinky Pepper is going to try to carefully do a little peeking in this pouch.
Oh, I feel one already.
I saw little feet hanging out of it earlier.
Oh, they already have food.
Don't let them bite you or nothing. But yeah, whoa. I don't know, guys. I'm going to hold that up. Have you ever peeked in a possum's pouch? Around here,
So
we
soft.
have,
The black.
let's see. Cool. Oh, can you kind of encourage one to show itself a little bit? No, don't get bit or nothing. Let's see. They're trying to hide in there. I'll gently grab that one's tail. Okay. Yep.
Oh, half is pink. Yeah, I kind of just...
Nice and gentle. Okay. There you go. Nice and gentle. Oh, they're hiding their little heads. Okay. Watch your fingers.
I'm trying to.
Watch your fingers. Oh, wow. There you go. Get them kind of by the neck as well, so you can carefully pull that out. Is it sucking? Is it on its teeth?
I don't know. Oh.
Guys, there's this little head. Oh, wow. Is it suckling or is it just in there?
It's a little.
It's got to be sucking.
It's sucking.
It's sucking. Hey, hold on. Let me get this better on there then. So there's a little one there sucking, and it doesn't even look like they have their eyes open. The last time we peeked, they were like the size of peanuts, weren't they, if I remember right? They were like tiny little peanuts. We're not sure how many are here, and we definitely don't want to mess with this mama too much, but this is super cute to see. I can feel them all the way across this pouch. Can you put your hand down in front? Pinky? There you go. That is crazy. Are they all sucking?
I don't know. Maybe it's dinner time.
Could be dinner time. Whoa. There's at least 3 of them hanging out
and
now.
I feel one here.
Yeah, I feel
one
like
there.
2 or 3
Yeah.
or 4 or 5 more over here. It's okay, Mama. She's just looking at me, but she doesn't seem incredibly concerned.
I
Oh,
think it might be dinner time.
look at all those little prehensile tails curled up, too. That's amazing.
I don't know if this is sucking.
Yeah, no?
Yeah, it just barely has it in its mouth.
Okay, so we're going to let these go back in here. And, man, if we could figure out where she hid sometime, we could, wow, get some footage during the day. We should do that. Keep an eye on her as much as we're able to. Okay. Go sanitize your hands, push the stop button, and take a couple pictures.